Apricot. Okay, this is PFI. Okay, recommend procedures to be performed on the cash flow forecast of the 3 months ending 31st March 2000 XO in order to provide assurance report as requested by Apricot. Now, when you do a PFI job, you need to be careful, because don't approach it using due diligence procedure or don't approach it using audit procedure. It's a PFI procedure, the event not yet take place. If you go and write down the thing, you go and write down the answer using audit approach, then you will get nothing. Clear not? So you got to be very careful with your approach. A lot of students cannot distinguish between audit procedure, due diligence procedure, forensic procedure, and PFI procedure. You get confused with this one, you get a big problem. Clear? Don't try to get confused. So PFI also likely this time. It's a possibility that you might get a PFI, because remember, last sitting it was forensic. Actually not. Last sitting was forensic audit. So this sitting, you could be having a due diligence, it could be PFI, could be KPI. That's why I'm covering all three. Actually not. I started with KPI, then I went to due diligence. Now we are touching on PFIs. Make sense? Okay. So your audit client, Apricot, is intending to purchase a new warehouse at a cost of 500,000. Okay, that's the cost. They're planning to buy a new warehouse. One of the directors of the company, Pick Choi, has agreed to make necessary finance available through a director loan. This arrangement has been approved by other directors, and the cash will be provided by 30th March 2000 XO, one day before the purchase is due to be completed. Pick's financial advisor is asked to see a cash flow projection of Apricot for the next 3 months. Okay, your firm has been asked to provide assurance report to Pick's financial advisors on this prospective financial information. Well, the next 3 months looks very much like a low risk job. Why low risk? Lower risk, I repeat, lower risk versus things like 1 year to 5 year type forecasts. Are you clear now? Does that make sense? Those are much more trickier, 1 year to 5 years. The deeper into the future you go, the harder it becomes to forecast. Clear? Okay, so that's basically the one that you have there. Now, if you look down here, you got some numbers here. Okay, let's label the number. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You got 11 items in there. Are you clear now? That's all you need to know, that you have 11 items. From the 11 items, you will then what? Be able to kind of write down procedure for each one. Are you clear? That's generally the approach. Okay, now, and you got some numbers here. Okay, Apricot is a wholesaler catering equipment and frozen food. Its customers are mostly restaurants, chains, and fast food outlets. Okay, fine. Customers who pay receive a 10% discount. Well, who pay in cash, that means you need to make sure that this number here is after 10%. Are you clear now? Got it? Next one. Analysis has been provided showing that sales made on credit, 20% customer pay on the month of sale, 60% pay after 45 days, and 10% after 65 days, 5% after 90 days, remaining on bad debt. So basically, I can kind of prove this number. How? This number should be made up of how? 20% from December, right? Correct? Then another one will come from 20% customers pay in the month. No, sorry, 20% pay in the month of sales means this is not. This one will be January. This will be January. Okay. Then the next one will be 60% after 45 days. So this one's after 45 days. That means 60% coming from November already, right? Okay. Then another 10% after 65 days. That means this one will be coming from? Is it October? October, right? Yeah, so it's October. Can you see how that sales is breaking down now? Okay. And 90%, 5% after 90 days. Well, that's not so bad. That means that one's coming from September already. So right now, do I have September sales, October sales, November sales? Yes, I do. So I can kind of forecast ahead. Can you understand this part? Clear? Not clear. Does that make sense or not? So I can verify at least certain percentage of the sales, but because it's already backed up. Okay, now, Apricot pays for all purchases within 30 days to take advantage of 12% discount. So you want to make sure that this purchase of inventory here is after 12%. Okay. Next, overheads are mainly property rental, utility bills, and insurance premium, and general office expense. Well, this one should be reasonably fixed, isn't it? Okay. Apricot needs to have health and safety license as it sells food. Each license is valid for 1 year, is issued once inspection takes place. Well, that's about where's that license there? Can you see the license anywhere here? Purchase of new license, that's over there. So this one must have got approval first, isn't it? Or inspection. Approval, inspection done first. So this 35,000, I can prove it by making sure there was an approval inspection. A profit forecast is also prepared, so I can double check and see whether this is consistent or not. This is the first time Apricot has requested assurance report, and directors are unsure of the content of the report that your firm will issue. They understand it's similar to in format to audit report, but their specific contexts are not the same. Okay. Explain the main contents of the report that will be issued for prospective financial information. Recommend procedures, 11 marks. Okay, let's do this one very fast. So what are the main contents of a procedure for a report? Do you know the main contents? Yes, no? What's the main content? Well, you have to break it down. Let's break it down. You got title and addressee, yes or not? This is for what? Next you got introductory paragraph. What's inside the introductory paragraph? Identify the PFI Does that make sense? After that, you got something called responsibilities. So inside responsibilities, what are you going to do? You have a caveat. What's the caveat? So you must say the future you can't confirm it. Are you clear now? Are you clear that you have to state that this is a unique item for a PFI? PFI only is the one to put a caveat there. Sorry, we cannot confirm the future will be that. You might not get the results. Are you clear now? The next one that you have there is the Okay, does that make sense? That's basically what you have in a PFI. Got it? So if exam question asks you about a report, that's what the report thing is all about here. Got it? Can you memorize the report? You do need to remember this. It's not that bad. It's about the same as the old report. Are you clear about your KAM? Have you been listening to the podcast available on ACCA? Yes, no? Wait, have you all downloaded the podcast for P7? Have I told you all to download? No. I better tell you to download. Do you know where is it located? Just go. Make sure you go podcast ACCA. Okay. And you should be able to get the podcast. See, there are a lot of podcasts. Clear? So I would suggest you download. Which one? There. Auditing disclosure in financial statement. Listen to it. Listen to it properly. Because the examiner might test this one again. Repeat that. Auditing disclosure. ISB development. Yeah, you better just go through that one. Performance indicator in public sector. That one you have to do that. That one's very highly likely this time. Yeah, this one's very highly likely this time. Okay, no. KPI and this public sector is very high chance. F8, law and regulation, yes. Got it? Then you got, yeah, I think you better go through this too. P2, revenue revisited. P2, revenue revisited. You better go through this one. Are you clear? Just know about revenue. P7, professional skepticism. P7, audit quality. P7, massaging the figures. This is a very interesting one. P7, importance of financial reporting standards to auditor. P7, forensic audit. P7, studying on the right side of ethics. P7, reporting on auditor financial significant changes proposed. Okay, this one, yeah, you can go through that. P7, continue to be rest assured. Tackling P7 ethics question. There's quite a number of P7 articles here, yes or not? Don't worry about audit of wages, too low level, won't be tested for you. Control environment of company also, kind of put it on relax. Then you got auditor liability, ISB development, accounting issues. That's it. There's quite a lot of P7 materials inside here. Does that make sense? Okay. I mean, you should start to listen. About 15 minutes per article, per this one, right? 15. Like 10 minutes, something. 17 minutes. 17 to 18 minutes. Are you clear now? They already write down here. I can see now. The time here. The time is already given here. I can see now. This one listen only what? Listen. I didn't ask you to read. Listen. You cannot read one. Reading takes too long time. Correct or not? Reading means you have to sit down and do. Listening, you can do something else while listening. Like watch a movie and listen. P2 only the revenue one. Only the revenue one. F8 only the law and regulation. That's all. Only one only I wanted you to look at. Are you clear now? Can I still got time one? Don't worry. Still got time. Enough time one. One only takes how long? 15 minutes anyway. So it's okay, like average 7-8 minutes. Just blast it as loud as possible, it'll go inside your head slowly. You get that loud speaker, put that one. Then you play high volume, show your brain somehow will go inside. Are we okay with this idea? Okay. You're traveling to work every day, how many hours? Oh, excellent. You can watch, you can listen. How many, Are you driving?
No, we are.
Oh, better still. You put in the pocket, this, then you just sleep.
5 days talking.
5 days you finish everything already. Okay, Does that make sense? Okay, now, let's get back to this one. Now, we're going to do the procedures for this one. Now, procedure, the first easy one, the easiest procedure is actually the opening balance. What do you do, the opening cash balance? What's the procedure? Well, the opening cash balance in the PFI should be the closing cash balance in the previous year. Yes, and because you're going to forecast. So you should have the balance there. So agree to closing cash balance for previous year. That's quite easy. Next one, you do the cash sales. Cash sales what? You have to make sure you using 10%. Does that make sense? That's quite easy, right? Okay. Next, after that, you want to know the compare Does that make sense to you? Can? Understand that one now? Any questions there? So credit sales, what are you going to do? What are you going to do for purchases? So you can see all this is 1 mark. And the 1 mark is actually quite easy to get. You can actually, this is called downhill question. You can gain momentum here. You gain momentum, speed when you do this question. Does that make sense? So you better know which question you can gain momentum and then you can go full throttle and I want to finish up faster. So then you can allocate the time that you save from the high speed questions to those slow hill, uphill questions. Okay, some questions are really uphill. You have to write a lot to get 1 mark. Got it? Ethics questions are uphill. I repeat that. Ethics questions are uphill. Procedure questions are usually downhill. You write a little bit, you get a mark. Ethics, you have to write quite a bit, then you get 1 mark. Understand this idea? So you need to identify which questions are uphill and downhill first. Obviously, you don't know knowledge, everything is uphill. Depends on your knowledge. Okay. Now, purchases. Okay, what about your purchases? Here is apply, recalculate. Does that make sense? Since they pay cash, do you think they have payable days? Got payable days or no payable days? They pay when? By 30 days, right? They'll have some payable days, okay? If they pay by 30 days, that means if I buy it on the 4th of, maybe on the 28th of the month, I still have some payable days. I will not pay so fast, yes or no? Clear, not clear? If they pay cash on purchase, no payable days. Okay, be careful on this one. Are they paying cash or not? Are they paying cash on purchase? Yes or no? Read the question properly. Is it cash on delivery? Yes, no? Cash on delivery or not cash on delivery? Read the question again. The purchases part. It's very important because if it's cash on delivery, then payable days cannot be used as a procedure. Cash on delivery, 30 days, right? 30 days, that's the important thing. But I'm telling you a warning here. Don't assume you can use the same procedure all the time. The examiner just has to change one word. The purchases are paid on cash. And then you go, I will calculate payable days. Does it make any sense now? No sense already, correct? So you do need to look at the situation before you think about using a ratio. Clear? What are you going to do for salary? You want to adjust for inflation, right? Not. Overhead, what are you going to do? What about your license? So agree amount payable to fixtures how? Fixtures how? Fixture 60,000 how? The 60,000 how?
Board minutes.
Board minutes? Are you doing audit? Capital budget expenditure.
Drawing plan against the.
Anybody else? This is what I want to see first. What are you shooting? How to verify the fixture 50,000? 60,000? Inspect the invoice. Hello. That's audit procedure. Where got invoice? Invoice don't yet reach your hand yet. Now, you notice how easy is it for you to make a mistake? What minute? Huh? This is the budget. Okay lah, I better help you out lah. Okay ah. See, I tested you to see how you are thinking, and you're still kind of very auditish in your answer. Auditish. Your mind is like very audit based, like always audit, review the board minute, look for the document. Your mind is always going in that direction, Let's recalculate. There must be a budget, and you're doing a budget. Understand? This is a budget, and you say, look for a budget. Are you clear? Can you understand how contradictory? That was valid in audit, you know. In audit, like, oh, there's an expenditure. Compare with the budget, correct or not? Can. Here is already a budget, you want to look for another budget. See? Your mind is locked in that one. And that's why they say PFI, easy, but a lot of people screw it up. 90% students screw up the PFI sometimes. Because they go in with the audit gear, gone kiss. Are you clear on this answer? There's no other gear, that's the only gear you go. Finish. That one will be like super uphill. All the answers you throw is all 0, 0, 0, 0. Are you clear? Careful. So before you jump into PFI, make sure you know how to do it. We are a little bit not certain also. Remember, it's a risky question. Some more, what else you want to do? Okay. Next one is the warehouse. Now board minutes can. Why didn't I use board minute for fixtures? Because I got external data. Clear? Now, are they going to build it or buy it? Buy. Okay, how for the dividend? Yes? Do trend analysis of dividend. Not a good idea. Why trend analysis not a good idea? Why? Your answer was vaguely in the zone, but it's not a good idea for this one. No. Why trend analysis is not a good idea? Trend analysis for overhead, salary, purchases, sales is acceptable. Why for dividend cannot? Huh? No, it's one-off items. Very low trend value. Low trend value because one-off item. It comes every month, means the trend value is stronger. Are you clear or not clear? The past 10 years ago, maybe 4 dividends. What trend are you going to talk about after that? Are you clear or not? But every month in the past 1 year you're having salary payment, definitely got trend. So when you want to look at trend, that means looking at prior year, you also have to look at the pattern of the item. Whether the item has a frequency, high frequency, low frequency. Low frequency, don't use too much this concept of trend analysis. High frequency item, you can use trend analysis. Are you clear? Got it? So, understand the concept there. The word trend analysis is actually hidden here. I'll tell you where is it. There, compared to prior year. Then, against prior year, can see not? That's actually trend analysis. Follow, don't follow. Make sense? And you must know why it was put inside those places. Those places are regular transaction. Got it? Okay. Dividend how now? Okay, so trend already closed. Board minutes. Okay. This is where your legal knowledge got problem. Legal knowledge got problem. Who approved dividend? Shareholders, not the board. So where should you find it? Minutes of AGM. Can you understand this one? Legal knowledge. You need to know who approved what. Does that make sense? So, dividend here would be Are you okay or not okay? Can understand this one? So, notice you put board minutes there, the marker will give you marks already. The idea is it's very narrow. Very narrow. Answers to the procedure tend to be very narrow, not a lot of room to play with. Are you clear now? And don't throw the generic answer. Review board minutes. I know you like to throw the answer. Everything also just throw a review board minute. Everything also just get a written representation just in case.
Correspondence.
Review the correspondence, whatever correspondence they have. Okay, not. So you need to be careful. I know you are collecting what we call generic answers. Yes, it's called the lazy person's way of answering. You keep a list of standard answer. Whatever comes, just throw. Throw the standard answer and hope it should be correct. Does that make sense? I'm sure you did this, right? Yes, you did. Yes, no? Yes. It is called the lazy man answer. And guess what? The marker knows. Are you clear now? The marker can detect your answer pattern. Your answer always flipping in a certain way. They know you not just study properly. You just memorize a few things and coming in. Don't try to cheat the marker. The marker has been marking for about 10 years, 20 years. They have seen all kinds of students already. Got it? I did tell you about the student from, I think where, India, what he writes in his paper every time. You know what he writes in the paper every time? He'll write down, this is the 14th time I'm taking the paper. Please pass me. My job depends on it. My family is already desperate. I'll write a nice story. He'll take his time to write nonsense like this. Nothing to write, also write like this. Begging. But you know what? That's the first time he's taking the paper. You understand now? It's the first time he's taking the paper, but he'll write he's taking it the 14th time. I heard that it influenced one of the markers. The marker, female marker can get influenced.
So no harm trying.
No, it's very unprofessional. That's unprofessional. No, I'm trying. I think you spend your time on writing the correct one. You reach really desperate, then you can try. Okay, are you clear now? So there is some things that you need to know about. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, we're done with this question. That's it. That's enough for it. A few more extra generic points now. I'm going to go give you some generic points. You can always talk about why you need to ask this? Standard one, can throw for every PFI. No, it's basically competence. Whether the person prepared it competent or not, then there are chances of making mistake. Here, this one also quite easy. How to ensure accuracy? How to ensure accuracy? Okay, that's 1 month. I told you downhill one. Clear? Another one? Okay. These three could be downhill standard answers. I know you like to collect standard answers, so these are 3 standard answers you can put in your bank and keep. If PFI come out. Got it? Consistency. Okay, done. Are we okay in terms of PFI?